What is the difference with the increase of temperature? Density will increase or decrease? Density will decrease with the
Decrease.
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 yes. So density
And
will decrease with the increase of temperature, because when we apply temperature, then the intermolecular space will increase and then density will decrease.
Decrease.
Yes. Okay. So next property is viscosity. Viscosity is the fluid property that determines the amount of resistance of the fluid to any applied force. So viscosity is the property that determines the amount of resistance of the fluid to any applied force. See, we can say that some fluids, or we can say water or any gas, if initially at rest, then if we applied a force which is lower than its viscosity, then the fluid will not flow. If we apply a force which is greater than its viscosity, only then the fluid will flow. So viscosity determines the amount of resistance of the fluid to the applied force. So again, viscosity also decreases with the increase of temperature. You can write down this part. So next property is temperature, which we already know. It is the property that determines the degree of hotness or coldness of a fluid, or the level of heat intensity of a fluid. So temperature is measured by using three temperature scales. What are these temperature scales? Does anyone know what are the temperature scales? There are three temperature scales.
ma'am, Celsius, Fahrenheit, and Kelvin.
Celsius, Fahrenheit, Kelvin.
Yes, Celsius, Fahrenheit, and Kelvin scale. So these are three temperature scales. Using those, we can measure temperature of the fluid. The next property is pressure. It is a force per unit area of a fluid. So always remember, pressure is always downward in direction. Pressure is always downward in direction. Pressure of a fluid is the force per unit area of the fluid. So pressure is denoted by the symbol P, small p. So the unit of pressure is Newton per meter square. So next property is specific volume. Specific volume is the reciprocal of density. See, I explained that density is mass per volume. If specific volume is reciprocal of density, then what will be the formula for specific volume? If density equal to mass per volume, then specific volume, then tell me the formula for calculating specific volume. It is the reciprocal of density.
Volume by mass.
Yes.
Volume by mass.
Yes. Volume by mass.
Volume by mass.
Yes. So again, it is denoted by the symbol. Specific volume is denoted by the symbol small v. So since the unit of density is kg per meter cube, then unit of specific volume will be meter cube per kg. Next property is specific weight. So specific weight is the weight possessed by unit volume of a fluid. So it is the weight possessed by unit volume. Unit volume means say 1 meter cube. Unit means 1. So the weight of 1 meter cube volume of a fluid is its specific weight. Specific weight. of any fluid is the weight of 1 meter cube fluid, volume 1 meter cube volume fluid. So it is denoted by the letter small w, and its unit is neutron per meter cube. See, weight is a force, so where the unit of weight is in Newton and the unit of volume is in meter cube, therefore the unit of specific weight is Newton per meter cube. Okay, next property is specific gravity. You don't need the per specific density. I'll explain till specific gravity. So, specific gravity is the ratio. It is the ratio between specific weight of any specific weight of a given fluid by specific weight of the standard fluid. So, specific gravity is actually a ratio of specific weight of any given fluid divided by specific weight of standard fluid. So, since specific gravity is a ratio, it doesn't have any unit. So, specific gravity is unitless. So, any question up to this? Any question? Okay, if you guys don't have any question, then I'll start asking you question.
Ma'am, what is the chapter?
Uh-huh.
Mechanics. Ma'am, name of the chapter?
Name of the chapter, properties of fluid.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, so next part is thrust of liquid. Thrust of liquid is same as the pressure. The only difference is thrust and pressure is pressure is always downward, but thrust is always upward. See, thrust is same as pressure. The total normal force exerted by liquid at rest on a given surface is called the thrust of liquid. It is the definition is same as pressure, but only difference is that pressure is downward and thrust is upward. Let me explain by an example. See, let us take a bucket of water, and if we throw a plastic bottle into it, the bottle will float, right? Because a thrust is acting the upward on the bottle, that's why it is floating. So it is an example of thrust. So again, we know that the branch of science which deals with the behavior of fluids is called fluid mechanics. There are two parts of fluid mechanics. If we discuss the behavior of fluid which is at rest, then the part will call hydrostatic. And if we discuss the behavior of fluid which is in motion, then it is called hydrodynamics. Am I going too fast? Are you guys able to understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, next property is liquid pressure, fluid pressure. Okay, next property is fluid pressure. See, the definition is same as thrust. The normal force exerted by a fluid per unit area on the surface of contact is called the pressure. But pressure is downward. So, see the formula for calculating pressure is P equal to H rho G. rho is the height of the liquid column, h is the height of the liquid column, rho is the liquid density of liquid, and this is the acceleration due to gravity. We all know the value of acceleration due to gravity is 9.8, right? Uh, fluid pressure can be caused by gravity, acceleration, and forces. So, fluid pressure. These are the reasons why. These are the reasons. Gravity, acceleration. Okay, are forces in a closed container. So pressure increases because as you go deeper, fluid at the lower depth has a support fluid above it as well. So fluid always increases as we go deeper, because when we go deeper, the layer of fluid at the lower level of the fluid, there are every layer on top of it, right? So that's why the layer pressure at the lower level is higher than the pressure at the upper level. So always remember that pressure increases as we go deeper. So in the next class we'll start from Pascal's law. So if you have any question up to this part, you can ask me. Okay, so okay, students, sorry for the interruption. Okay, so let me explain you from the beginning. So fluids are the substances which have tendency to flow. So the shape of fluid. So shape of fluid can change with we can change the shape of any fluid by using a very minimum force. So what is the difference between gas and liquids and gases? I'm I explained you again and again what is the difference between liquid and gases. Please, uh, can anyone tell me what is the difference between them? Otherwise, how will I know you guys are able to
Ma'am,
understand or not? Yes.
ma'am, liquid have definite
Yes.
Ma'am, liquid have definite volume but do not have definite shape.
Yes.
And
Gases?
gas have definite volume. Don't this gases
Gases do not have definite volume and shape, right?
Volume and shape. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay.
do not have yes, ma'am, and do not have definite shape.
Yes. Okay. So then we learned about the properties: density, viscosity, temperature, pressure, specific volume, specific weight, specific gravity, etc. Right? So are you guys able to understand viscosity? What is viscosity? Yes.
No, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am,
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
ma'am, it's বুজাই দিবেন
Ma'am.
কি কৈ আছা শুনি পোৱা নাই ভালদৰে
Ma'am,
কৈছো
yes.
যে ওপৰত দিছে properties of fluid. ইয়াতে যে কৈছে fluids do not have shape but takes the shape of the vessel. Ma'am, এইখিনি the containing vessel. Ma'am, এইখিনি বুজাই দিব নেকি অকমান fluidৰ কথাটো?
মানে চোৱা তুমিতো পানীটোৰ একো শেপ নাথাকে ন তেনেকে গেছৰো শেপ নাথাকে হয়নে তো তুমি যিটো বাকেটত লবা বা যিটো বটল বা যিটো কন্টেইনাৰত লবা সেইটোৰে শেপ লব হয়নে সেইখিনিয়ে কৈছে ওপৰটো মানে fluids do not have any definite shape. It can take shape of the containing vessel. So again, if we put a gas in a vessel or if we put a liquid in a vessel, that liquid will complete only a certain amount.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello, ma'am.
কোনোবা কিবা শুনি আছা
Hello, ma'am.
Hello?
এম কৰবাত গ'ল নেকি
হেল্ল'
Hello? Ma'am, নাই মেমে নুশুনে চাগে নেটৱৰ্ক প্ৰব্লেম
মাইকটো অফ কৰি থৈছে মেমে
হ'ব পাৰে ৱেইট কৰা আহিব হিৰক হেল্ল' হেল্ল' হিৰক সুৰজিত
সুৰজিত কলিতা তোমাৰ আৱাজ অহা নাই ব্ৰ
হেল্ল'
শুনি পোৱা নাই মেম
মেমে টেক্সট কৰিছে কেন ইউ হেয়াৰ মি বুলি মেম
Can you hear me, students? Hello? Can you hear me?
yes ma'am
yes ma'am
yes
এতিয়া শুনা পাইছা হেল্ল'
মেম আপোনাৰ নেটৱৰ্ক কানেকশ্যনটো বেয়া
বেয়া মানে একচুৱেলি মোৰ মামা ঢুকাল যোৱাকালি চ' মই ঘৰত আহিব লগা হ'ল ইয়াতে মানে নেটৱৰ্ক ইমান ঠিক নহয় এতিয়া শুনা পাই আছা চবে
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
okay so I was feeling that
Hello, ma'am.
এতিয়া শুনা পাইছা
Yes,
Hello,
ma'am.
ma'am.
okay
Yes, ma'am.
okay okay so I was feeling that if we take a glass of water and put it in a bigger bottle let us take the bottle is larger than the glass yes can you hear me
Yes, ma'am.
okay
Ma'am, background noise is noise.
noise yeah let me mute all of them
Ma'am,
তোমালোকে কি কি সুধি আছা চাট বক্সত সুধাচোন একচুৱেলি এনেকে শুনিব দিগদাৰ হৈছে অলপমান
hello.
hello yes I'm hearing all of you guys are you guys able to hear me
Yes, ma'am.
okay let me start okay so I was telling that if we take a glass of water and we put it in a bigger bottle then it will not fill up the whole bottle it will take only a certain part of the bottle according to its mass but if we take a glass we can take gases in a glass but if let us assume we take a small amount of gas and we put it in a bottle then the glass then the gas will cover the whole bottle so this is the difference between this is also a difference this is the difference between liquid and gases the gas do not have any certain volume it will cover the whole container but liquids have certain volume so if we put a small amount of liquid in a bigger bottle, then it will cover only a smarter certain part of the bottle. So that's it. This is the difference between liquid and gases. So these are the properties of liquid. So are you guys get all the properties, or you have any confusions about these properties?
So, ma'am,
Yes.
what is viscosity?
What is viscosity? Okay. The viscosity is the
Yes, ma'am.
amount of resistance. Okay, it is the amount of resistance of the fluid to a applied force. So see, if we apply a certain amount of force, let us consider there is a pool full of water. If we apply a very small amount of force, we cannot flow the liquid from the pool so we have to apply a bigger force right the viscosity is the amount of resistance up to which the water or any fluid can resist the force up to which it can resist so viscosity is the amount of resistance see if we apply a force lower than its viscosity then the fluid will not flow if we apply a force which is higher than its viscosity then only the fluid will flow. So if we change its states, suppose initially is it the fluid is rest and we have to change its state to motion, we have to apply a force, right? So
Yes,
the
ma'am.
force is viscosity. If it is lesser than viscosity, then the for liquid fluids will not flow. If we apply a force which is higher than viscosity or we can say it is equal to viscosity then only the fluids will flow though it is the amount of resistance so you can write down viscosity is the amount of resistance of the fluid to an applied force it is the amount of resistance of a fluid to a applied force
Ma'am, what is the symbol of viscosity?
viscosity is denoted by a v
Okay, ma'am. Unit?
force, this is a force, right? So unit will be Newton.
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Again, pressure to we already know about pressure, right? So pressure is downward. Again, specific volume is the reciprocal of density, right? Again, specific weight is the weight of one unit volume. Unit volume means 1 meter cube volume of any fluid. Specific weight, then specific gravity. Specific gravity is the ratio, so it is unitless. Again,
Yes, ma'am.
what is the difference between pressure and thrust? What is the difference between them? Very simple. Pressure is downward and thrust is upward, right? Both are same force, but pressure is downward and thrust is upward. So we can explain thrust by a very small example. When we throw a plastic bottle in a bucket of water, it will float because a upward force is acting on it. That's why it is floating. The upward force is the thrust of liquid. And pressure is always greater at the bottom, right? These are the main points of today's lecture. That pressure is always greater at the bottom, and as we go higher it decreases, as we go deeper it increases. So the formula for calculating pressure is H rho Z. H is the height of the liquid column and rho is the density, D is the acceleration due to gravity. So you can write down this. So pressure can be caused by gravity, acceleration, etc. So in the next class, we will explain Pascal's law. Okay, any question, students? Actually, yesterday very tragic news happened. Tragedy happened to our family, so I am not in good situation today, so I will not explain much for today's class. Syllabus physics. Okay, I'll send you in your physics section 3 group. For 2 years, you have 10 chapters. I'll teach you 5 chapters, and the Rupam sir will teach you 5 chapters. Okay, students, you guys give your attendance in the WhatsApp group, physics WhatsApp group, and thank you.
Ma'am,
Yes,
uh,
yes. Kwa.
can we get the notes from the starting?
From this
Yes, ma'am.
part, for today's part,
From
uh,
first chapter.
Yes, ma'am.
first chapter. So the notes are in your portal, student portal. You can search the notes in your student portal, or I can send you the PDF
Okay,
files
ma'am.
also.
Thank you.
Remind me once, huh? I'll send you the
Okay.
PDF files. Okay.
Ma'am, PDF file হয়
What?
Okay.
কি কৈছা?
মেম PDF ফাইলত দি দিব বেছি ভাল হয় সেনেকে দিলে সুবিধা হয়
PDF ফাইলত?
Yes, ma'am. WhatsApp গ্ৰুপত দি দিলে ভাল হৈ গৈছে।
হা, ঠিক আছে, মই
Yes.
হোৱাটছএপ গ্ৰুপত
Yes,
PDF
ma'am.
ফাইলটো আজিৰ চেপ্টাৰটোৰ কাৰণে PDF ফাইলটো চেণ্ড কৰি দিম, ঠিক আছে? তোমালোকে এইখিনি লিখি ল'বা আৰু।
Okay, ma'am.
মেম আগৰখন
আগৰ মানে এইটো চেপ্টাৰটো খতম হোৱা নাই ন ইয়াৰ আগৰ দিনৰ
আগৰ যোনটো চেপ্টাৰ কৰাইছে
এইটো চেপ্টাৰে পঢ়াইছিলো ইয়াৰ আগৰ দিনৰ ঠিক আছে ফাৰ্ষ্টৰ দিনা এনেই অলপ ডিছকাছ
অ
কৰিছিলো
হ'ব মেম
আগৰখিনি যেতিয়া যেতিয়া এটা এটা চেপ্টাৰ হৈ থাকিব মই সেইটো চেপ্টাৰৰ নোটছখিনি গ্ৰুপত দি থাকিম ঠিক আছে অ'কে
অ'কে মেম অ'কে থেংক ইউ মেম
অ'কে থেংক ইউ চ' ঠিক আছে তোমালোকে এটেণ্ডেঞ্চটো গ্ৰুপত দি দিবা আৰু আজিৰ কাৰণে মানে বেছি বুজাব নহ'ল মানে অলপমান পৰিস্থিতি ঠিক নহয় ঘৰৰ মানে ঠিক আছে
হয় মেম
অ'কে থেংক ইউ
একো নাই থেংক ইউ মেম